Hey guys, Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Let's see what the uranium sector is up to today. So far, just to kind of bring you up to speed, this is our Fukushima high. We kind of dipped below it on the futures, but on the spot, we held it pretty good, just kind of going sideways from here. And you can see that from 2016 up to where we left off, somewhere around 2024. That was 7 years and change. That's the GAN cycle. Watch out 7 years for possible turning points. And so far, that played out well. And so far, I got out of the uranium sector and now I am back in. It took all this time for what they call, or again, we'll call the year of correction. And so far, the correction came in. Is it the bottom? Well, I'm kind of leaning that it is. I bought some stocks. I bought one out of all these. I'm not going crazy and putting all my eggs in one basket, but I did pick one and invest it just to see if the AI play and the all that stuff with the AI and the technology, the Nvidia chips and all that, it's just going to play out. Then I want a little exposure to the uranium sector. So out of all these in this list, I bought and invested on one company. With that being said, so far, let's look at the analysis. We are holding 6380 on the uranium futures, which is UX1, and we have a trend line that broke. So now, and I know this sector is weird. This is not like crude oil and natural gas and the other commodities where you have buyers and sellers. It's so weird. It's so dinosaurs. It needs an upgrade, if you ask me. But if you want a little exposure on uranium, you need to watch uranium futures. You need to watch uranium spot. And in my analysis, there's a company that's called CAP, Kazatomprom, and you want to watch CCJ. Those four will give you clues, is more like a gauge to seeing what the sentiment is, feeling, in the environment. And at the end of the day, you know what really matters? Are prices going up? I don't care who's controlling it, who's buying, who's selling. As long as price is going up, I want to get in while price is going up. That's all that matters. Even with the uranium uh, futures and spot being, arcane and very, dinosaur and very old. The way they set up that system. But nonetheless, the key is that prices are going up, broke the trend line. It's at 70. High probability that we're going to get to 74.30 and then 85.20. Once we get up there, then there's a super high probability that we're going to test the 106 high. Let's look at Azatomprom, which is CAP, another key stock that you want to watch. You want to keep it on your gauge. And so far, we made a low of 29.80. And these are weekly charts. So we have been up and we're holding this trend line. The next thing I want to see is that we hold and then we push and break above this trend line. And then eventually get to 4160 and enter the supply zone. This is where the battle starts. This is where Kazatomprom had a tough time. So I watch this as a gauge. It's a system that I've just kind of had to develop because just waiting for spot price to close every month, it's not going to help. So you got to get something besides spot and futures, which is UX1. Next one you want to watch out of all these is this one right here, Cameco. It's a company based in Canada. Very high profile, especially a lot of exposure in the uranium sector. And we made a low of 35 when all this chaos was happening. And now it has bounced and now it's in the supply zone. So, got this like W pattern here. And if it's going to push and push higher, we need to get out of $55, eventually test 62. But it's in that projection, and this angle is very strong going upward. And that's pretty much it on those. Amico, Cap, UX1. And if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see that I have a playlist or something I call the uranium spot price. And I only cover that once a month. And I give you in-depth analysis and a lot of the techniques that I use to analyze the uranium sector. But I normally do that just on uranium spot price. Let's look at next gen NXE. So far, looking good. We hit as high as $6. This one, it's a baby stock. You can see 2014, and we hit the demand zone, and now we're trying to push higher. We need to, at least get to at least 653. I'm going to see there's going to be some headwinds there. UUUU, not doing that great. This company's weird. It's never been really doing much, but it's, people trade it. We went as high as 551. We need to hold 420. The low is 320. If we get to push higher, we need to at least get to this area right here, which is $7. UEC, this was a company I used to own back in the days when I was trading this. And so far, we hit this trend line, which is $6 in conjunction with the 61.8 of 584. And it's kind of in the middle. 490 is your midpoint. You got $3.90 on the low. So now it's in this triangle. And we just got to see now if it's going to break above there or sideways until it's ready to break out. But the goal is to get to 748. It's going to take its time. That's likely possibly the plan or the path that I'm looking for it if uranium futures and spots going up. So uranium futures, uranium spots going up, high probability is going to drag the uranium equities higher. URG, not doing that great. I mean, it's like a penny stock. At least try to get to $1, but so far it hasn't been really moving that well compared to the ones I've been looking at. NLR, another, I believe that's an ETF. So far looking good. This one really is good. It's getting to the supply zone at 88, 660. So once we get there, and if slushes it out with the bears, the goal is to get to 97. The URA is a popular ETF, so if you want to get into the ETF, we're back in the channel, so that's good. And I'm showing you these are all weekly charts, so we're back in this channel. This was a correction that was very overextended. Now we're back in. Let's see if we can move this bear camp. I just messed it up, but that was my supply zone. Maybe I just need to fix it. But anyway, we need to just at least get above 3163. We could get above there, penetrate this, and then eventually test 33.99, which is the high. URNM, it's a baby stock also. Came into life or birth around 2020. You can see that so far it's pushing higher, made a low of 2760. It found support closely to this low. Your target would be 40.50. Once it gets there, your next target will be 53.50. This is the spot, Sprott, SRUUF. And so far, I got a nice big correction all the way to 12, and now it's at 1650. Want to regain that and eventually get to 1855 and then test 25. So these are a few. This is a nice entry, if you ask me. Got this whole move here, came down, retest, and especially in this consolidated area. UROY, if you're looking for a uranium royalty company, this is it. Made a low here of $1.40. We're holding 180. Your target will be 220. Then eventually we could get up higher, 226, all the way to your midpoint, which is 326. So this was probably the sweet spot. To at least push all the way there, because then you're halfway to 595. DNN is another popular one. Cracked the channel, regained it, went as high as $1.60. We need to hold $1.30. Went as low as 110. and you need to get at least to 177 and penetrate the supply zone, which is 214. Your midpoint would be 225. So we could get in here, then you're halfway in, then push higher, as long as uranium futures and spots moving higher. Rio, this was a big company, $51 low. We're at 16,190. I think your target will be 72.10. If we start grinding higher, that's a good, target. And then that's it. We go back to UX1. So this is the one you want to watch in conjunction with CAP and Cameco. As long as we start, pushing higher, even with the stuff going on in the markets right now with the auction, not doing too good and people selling off. I think uranium, they're pretty good compared to others. So that's a plus. Sometimes the equities, they sell off and everything just gets ugly. But if it does get ugly, it's because this is ugly too. But now this is going up. And I think that uranium is going to be rising into the future now that we've corrected pretty good. Hopefully, we will continue pushing higher. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium sector.